I guess I can talk a little bit about what inspired me to start this community, and a little bit more about what I hope it'll be for us. You're here because you've seen my content, right? And there's something about it that touched your heart, that you could relate to, that spoke to you in some way. As you can imagine, it's been really an incredible journey for me to be able to connect with you and others in the way that we have on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, these different platforms. But one of the things that I've been sort of more and more aware of recently is that my effort to try to connect with you and others is competing on your feed with like prank videos and cute kittens and all these other things. Don't get me wrong, the cute kittens are great. But every time I post a video, it's just another reminder about how folks are looking for the kind of content that I'm making, and I want to connect with all of you. Also, one of my favorite things is seeing in the comments, people connecting with each other, supporting each other, being there for each other. So part of what I see as my vision for this Your Korean Dad thing is frankly flexing a little bit of leadership and seeing if we can't cultivate a community around what we all want and need. A lot of the content that I make, it does speak to the inner child inside of me. And through this community, maybe I'll be able to share a lot more about my background, about my story, about my daily life. A lot of it, though, is not stuff that I necessarily need or can relate to directly. But to me, that's part of being a dad. Being able to see what I have to offer, having the courage to fight through fear and nervousness and different kind of obstacles, and ultimately show up for you and for everyone else in a way that hopefully can mean something. That can mean something, but maybe most importantly is safe, is thoughtful. So the Patreon that you and I are generally familiar with is like being able to donate or contribute money or support creators that you like. But I went to an event this weekend called the Patreon Creator Fest. And Jack, the founder and CEO of Patreon, gave a whole talk about how they were kind of reinventing Patreon to really be, instead of just like a way for creators to generate revenue, a way for creators to create a community that means more and is more focused on the things that you're trying to do out there. So I was inspired by that talk. And here we are. Like I try to do with anyone I care about, I have no expectations of you or anyone else. I have hope. There are definitely some guidelines and rules about how we treat each other. But I really want this space to be about you. Having it behind this paywall kind of helps limit the group a little bit, right? We can worry at least a little bit less about like what you're putting out on the internet. I'm going to be sharing more about my family. People ask me all the time, like, am I a real dad? Yes, I have 2 daughters. I have a girlfriend and partner who I adore. And she has a son and she has a young son and she has a young son too, which makes us sort of like a blended family. I'm pretty protective about my family, which is why you don't hear about them very much in content. All you really see is their hand sometimes in the content because they're very often holding the camera. But in this space, I want to be able to be more real, more open, and hopefully through it all, more connected with you. So I'm not going to insist on this, but if you do see others in comment sections or elsewhere on the other platforms that are engaging with my content or show something that inspires you, maybe you want to invite them to join the community too. Like so much in our lives these days, this is a big experiment. Let's see what we can build together when we have intention and awareness and bring our full capabilities to support, to listen, to be thoughtful, to challenge ourselves and each other, but most of all, have fun. So thanks to the first 5. You'll always be the first 5. And to anyone else who's joining our community as well. I promised I was going to post every day. Some will be video, some will be text, photos, audio. We'll see how it goes. Also, feel free to send me stuff that I can share with the full community as well as a post. Let's have a special sign-off just for this community. Now, you all know the finger heart, right? Let's learn a different kind of I love you in Korean than you maybe have heard before. If you watch Korean programming, you've maybe heard 사랑해. Let's say 사랑한다. It's not exactly, but it's sort of more, I love you. 사랑한다.